Hello folks, I was asked two questions about the Canon G7X Mark II, whether you could pause recording so that you can record where you left off from. Another was on transitions, where you can, do the transitions. As far as I'm aware, I don't think you can do it within the camera. Maybe I'm wrong, but you've got to remember my workflow is very different, and it's because of the fact that I'm someone who just dives right into manual settings, and I tend to record based off of that. I use what you call Adobe Premiere Pro CC. Some of you might not be aware of it. It might be intimidating for a few of you. I could easily set off by showing the basics and showing you what I do in the editing process and post-processing, and just simply to show how transitions are done. And there might be software out there that's easier for you to use. I'm not entirely sure. And Adobe Premiere Pro CC is something that would cost you, so it really depends on what you go for. Like I say, some video software out there is less expensive, some of it may be free, and they have their own type of transitions and stuff like that, so I will go on to show you that. When you're recording video with the Canon G7X Mark II, I don't, and I'm not aware of there being anything to pause recording. See, what happens is that when you take a single recording and you press the record button again to stop recording, it will save that there on your SD card, so it's just one file. And then all you would do is you would set the camera up for how you want for the second bit of recording where you left off from, and press record again. All it means is that it saves your second recording on a second separate file. So that's really all there is to it. It all comes down to you gathering those files together, or maybe if you did do one big recording, but you gathering those files together and then putting it into the post-processing to put it together. However, as a hint, and I did mention this, and I'll perhaps show you what I mean of what I do, you can do something within post-processing to make it seem seamless. In other words, sometimes you see videos where someone's taken a video like this and then they have stopped the recording and then have taken a second recording, and you can immediately see the jump and it doesn't look really too fancy. How you actually go around that is you put a video over the top of it, or maybe you zoom in. Now I'm fortunate because I'm using a Sony FDR AX100, which has got 4K, and because I can record in 4K, even if I put out at a 180 size video, then I can easily lower the size of the 4K, I'll still get high quality, and I can use that to zoom in and out. So that's another wee thing I will show you. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show to you is obviously everything I've got over here is what I've loaded into my own project. And this was something that I've been creating as an about me video. You don't really need to know that, but I'm going to show you the videos no doubt after. And this is something I'm doing towards my business site. However, I thought I would use this as a good example for basically transitions. So let's just get straight to the point of how you would actually create transitions. So I'm going to just use some of the footage from what I've taken the time I was there. Use some of this footage. We'll use this clip, there's this one as well which follows it, and you kind of join it all together in the post-processing like this. Now the reason why this works, and I'll quickly just show you, is because of the very fact that when you play it here, it'll cut to the next segment. Okay, for the purpose of this tutorial, all I've done is I've brought up the sequence settings and I've changed this to 1920 by 1080. So this sequence settings will allow me to edit this within a 1920 by 1080. That's essentially what you would get out of the Canon G7X Mark II, and I'm doing this for the purpose of this, just to show you the advantage you get from 4K as well, because that can give you an idea why people may record in 4K as well. Immediately you'll see my 4K footage here. Now your Canon G7X Mark II is not going to record within the size of something like that. Here you have the 4K footage. I can easily click on that and then just take it and resize it to whatever I personally want it to be, and I can position it wherever I want to be, and I'm not going to lose the quality of the footage simply because of the very fact that well, it's a higher video quality, so when you put that out at 1080 you're going to have a higher standard of quality. Whereas if we were just to go back, and if you just look at this, I'll just put this over here so that this overlaps it, because I've turned the sound off on the other clip. So I could easily just take this footage, and let's say I was to expand the size of it just to zoom in for a part of it, and I'll show you obviously what I'm speaking about. I'll need to move that out of the way, because I could obviously lock it, but I'll just, for this, right? So if I just increase the size of that, you can zoom in, but obviously the problem, like I mentioned, you would lose video quality. Now, what would be the purpose for doing something like this? Why would you do something like this? Well, I'm just going to show you just quickly, right? How you would work around this is you would take two segments, you would record one segment, and then you would record a second segment that's zoomed in, that's slightly zoomed in from the other one. You know, it makes it seem as if it's seamless. It doesn't look as if there's just a cut, and it looks horrible. So I'll just show you as an example. Let's just say, for example, I just use this one bit of footage, and I'll just cut away the nonsense here, right? And then for whatever reason, in fact I'll use that one because there's more of me speaking in it, and I'll just cut it there, and I'll cut it there, right? And we'll use just that footage alone, just to give you as an example. Okay, so we've got this footage here. If someone just wanted to get rid of a certain part of their footage, right, we'll cut it there, and then as you can see, there's a cut, right? So you'll notice as soon as the cut comes along, it doesn't look right, right? That doesn't seem right. You can notice the jump. However, how you get round that is you find where you want it. Let's just say, for example, I'll end what I'm saying here, and I'll cut it there and get rid of this wee bit, right? All I would do is see this middle footage. This one's zoomed out. This middle footage here, I would simply have zoomed in. So I may wish to increase the size of that. That's thing just coming up. I do apologise, but for whatever reason. Anyway, there you go. You can see, and it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. I mean, you could be speaking here, and then you increase the size of it, it zooms in, and then it zooms back out, and you get the idea. It's seamless. It's not like this just one straight thing. You can see the cut, and it doesn't look professional. It looks horrible. There is another way you can do it, and let me just show you as an example. Maybe you're speaking about, I don't know, maybe just pretend this was me speaking about my time when I went to photograph such and such. So we'll use this footage, right? And in your second video layer, now some of the software might not actually have that, right? I'm just using this for argument's sake. Some of you may want to get rid of the sound when it's playing. You should come up that and then back to that. So that's how you make a seamless edit. In terms of your overlays and things like that, it's rather quite straightforward, and it all depends on the sort of video editing software that you may use. However, it might not work like that. Maybe you're out and you're doing a recording bit of footage whilst you're holding the camera and you're vlogging and you're walking about. You would have to find some other way in order to make it seem seamless. Does that make sense to you? I hope that's answered your question. If you do have anything else you would like to ask me on that, feel free to get back to me. The second thing, what I was going to go over, is based on transitions. I would have to actually resize both of them because they're 4K in size. So this is the advantage about 4K. You can actually have it to the size that you kind of desire and the composition that you desire out of it. And this is why people love to record in 4K video, especially when they output it to 1080, because it turns out a higher quality and standard, etc. So what I did was, I recorded a separate bit of footage, and this was just of, a river running, okay? And obviously when with regards to this, it's not too bad with a transition. You just leave it and it goes to the next bit of footage. And there's a wee jump there. How I would edit that is, I would edit out just that wee bit of footage, but this is just for quick sake. This isn't the end thing. So you can see it jumps to the next bit of footage, and I will obviously show you techniques that you can do with that type of thing. It should come under effects. There's a wee drop down arrow because there's a good few of the menu there. All you do is click the drop down menu to find it, and it should come under effects. And when you go into your video transitions, these are the ones that come with the software. There are people who create these video transitions, and you can pay such and such amount of money. I don't know if there's any free ones out there. There probably is that I'm not aware of, that you can use to put into your Adobe Premiere or whatever it may be, and it allows you to use more. I don't know about other video editing software, but that's just the case for this. And I wouldn't exactly use, I'm just going to use this as an example, but I wouldn't exactly use this for this like a page peel. It'd look kind of strange, but you would see here, it creates like a page peel effect. It's not 100%, it's not exactly that professional looking for that type of scenario. Someone may use something else, and you can double click on the transition, and you can set the time of it and things like that. So these are the type of things you'll notice when I go to either side of it, I can click and drag. If I wanted to expand the size of the transition or decrease the size of it, that's like just another way of the length of it. If this video has been helpful to yourself, give the video a thumbs up, and of course share the video, etc. And if you do have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I will be sure to get back to you. Okay, thank you for watching, and I shall talk to you later. Cheers.